Most people are aware trees are useful for building, warming the house, and provide shelter and shade. They prevent massive erosion, keep the land lush and beautiful, to keep it from being a desert. And of course, the trees are breathing in the carbon dioxide and turning into oxygen so that we have air to breathe through the lungs of the earth. But not very many people, at least not in the Western world, have any idea what a tree really is and what trees really offer. I wish I could take the feeling that I receive from the trees and share it with everybody, anyone who wants it. When I was 3, I hadn't yet bonded with any human for a variety of reasons. And who knows what kind of mental health condition would have come from that, what kind of moral compass I would have had. But one day when I was 3 years old, there's a tree that called my name. And I thought it must be my mom, because she was the only one home besides me. I was sitting in a little patch of sun that was coming through this broken window, playing with these little Sesame Street characters. And I heard the tree call my name. I went to my mom and she said, "No, I didn't call you." I went and sat back down in the sunspot, playing with my little figures again. And again, I heard my name. Went to my mom again, and I knew it wasn't her voice, but I thought, it's gotta be her. She said, "I didn't call you." She was in the kitchen baking bread. I went and sat back down, and this time I'm gonna really pay attention. I'm gonna really know where this voice is coming from. Back then, I went by the name Lynette, and I heard Lynette. And it was this beckoning, calling. It was calling my name in a way that was like, come to me. And in that moment, I knew it was a tree. And I went out to the front yard, and there's a little tree. Now, we lived in a house that was condemned and had to be demolished. We were on the edge of it, and very, very low income trailer park. And there was not a lush forest or anything like that. This was more like a kind of a spindly little tree. But I went out, and this little tree gave me this feeling of love and belonging. And it shared with me through feeling sensation, an emotional telepathy, a sensation telepathy. It showed me the connection it had with all the other trees across the whole world. It showed me how trees feel each other. I could feel the sense of bonding, connection, and unconditional love that I had not experienced. And it nurtured my soul and changed something in me and showed me that I belonged with nature and a sense of being in myself. Didn't get to be around that tree very long before the house was demolished, and we moved to a place that had just a green lawn without trees. And I was convinced by outside forces that I had imagined that and it wasn't real. And I had a lot of very stressful, very traumatic experiences that had me really shut down, very disembodied. It was 20 years since I had heard a tree. I was about 24. I had some extreme health challenges that led me to a place of openness. When I was walking in the forest, I heard a tree call my name. I was walking the place I wanted to get to and get back before dark, but I chose to listen to what I knew to be true. This tree was calling to me. The tree wanted to connect. This is a human projection, but it's a sense of joy, like expansive, delightful, bubbly aliveness. And that feeling was magnified for the tree in connecting with me. And it shared that instead of going on the path that I was going to go to the path to the side, through the brush that I couldn't see, maybe a deer trail. And I walked in that trail, didn't go too far before I felt such a sense of holiness and sacred ground. I took off my shoes and I stood there barefoot in front of these trees, Douglas fir grove of mature trees. I had this knowing that whatever I asked for would come true. And so I tapped into my heart and I felt my deepest longing, and feeling very vulnerable and very tender, I said, I want love. I want love. And to my surprise, the trees started laughing, and it was a musical laughter, and I was confused by it because I thought, okay, you don't have to give me what I want, but I'm feeling really vulnerable here. It feels like a really big deal to me. I feel like I've never been loved and I need love. And the trees were laughing, and they very lovingly said, silly girl, you say you want love, but you are love. You are love. And I let it in, and I felt the truth of it, and it filled my whole being, and tears poured down my face of gratitude. And it was the first time in my life that I felt love in my body, and I knew that who I am is love. And again, from the trees, that feeling of connection to myself and to everything. And I walked back to where I was staying, and my feet were filthy. I was standing in front of the bathroom sink with the vanity mirror, and I put one foot in the sink and to wash it, and I glanced up in the mirror, and I was so stunned when I saw myself. I'd never looked at myself and seen beauty, and I saw infinite beauty. Some beauty in my physical appearance, yes, but I saw infinite beauty in the universe that's inside of me, and the energy of who I am, and in my connection and belonging in this beautiful world. It didn't take that long, just a few months, before that feeling had worn off to the point where I was back into my old habits. And there have been so many times that I go back into disconnection. But when I return to the trees, like right next to me, right here, it's a purple magnolia. And she is emanating such a feeling of blissful love. And when I say that, she sends it stronger. And it's something I would really love to share with everyone, for the whole world to feel. Trees help restore the air, taking the extra carbon monoxide out of the air, cleaning the air, providing oxygen and shelter and all of those things that we need. But they also hold magic. And by magic, I just mean a way of being that science hasn't yet caught up with. They have a natural technology that is beyond all the technologies that we have for communicating, connecting, holding, loving, creating. They hold medicine and magic for us. A medicine in so many of their barks and roots and leaves and the body that they give to us, but also the medicine to our souls, to our hearts, to our emotional and energetic bodies. It'd be a lot more fun to be alive outside, planting trees and feeling this wonderful, blissful connection to life and to nature and to ourselves, rather than sitting inside looking at a screen, separate from ourselves and separate from each other. It is entirely possible to turn the tide of the toxicity, the physical toxins we put on the planet, and the emotional toxins that we've created, and return to our nature, which is love.